Can't, just raise your hand or type in the chat that you can't hear me. But I think everybody's good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So tonight we're gonna be learning about, again, like I said, essential oils. And what is essential oils? With For Life, what we do is we like to do life different with For Life, and pretty much what we know is that essential oils is a means for us to promote wellness and to help our bodies heal. And so if you're already a member of For Life, then you know that For Life likes to promote that we do life differently, and this is just another way of us living a different life, free of toxins, free of chemicals that can harm our bodies. Essential oils are something that is pure. And so pretty much what we're going to be learning tonight is how we can drive our quest to improve our health by using essential oils. What are essential oils? First of all, I want to tell you all that I welcome that you all take notes. There's a lot of information, but there's also a guide that I have available. If y'all are interested, let me know. I'll give you more details on that at the end of the night. But if you miss anything, don't worry. We can catch you up on that because there is a lot of information. And I'm going to try to wrap this up in under an hour so that we can have a question and answer session at the very end, okay? So first of all, what are essential oils? Essential oils are powerful, pure properties that, let me minimize this. They're powerful, pure properties that are extracted from plants. Okay, they are the soul of the plant. They help us focus on our emotional health, and they help us focus a support on our total body. They help focus support on body, mind, and spirit. And the way that they do that is they connect us with nature. They're used in aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is used by many for pain management, for sleep, for stress, depression, immune health. And aromas, they affect our memories more than visual images. So if you think back, there might be a certain smell that when you smell it again, it brings back memories for you, maybe from your childhood, or some good memories, some bad memories. But that's how powerful our sense of smell is, and essential oils are used in that way because they're used in an aromatherapy sense. They also connect us with nature, and nature helps balance us. The scent of nature enhances our quality of life, and research suggests that we can be healthier if we connect with nature. The study of forest medicine found that a 90-minute walk in nature improves our mental health. And imagine that. And I think we know that we agree. That's why a lot of people, especially here in El Paso, we're in the desert, right? And what do? We like to get away to Cloudcroft or to Ruidoso, and we just feel better, more relaxed. And that's why, because we come in contact with nature. I mean, we have nature here, but it's kind of dry and it doesn't smell very well. And so, when you get out there with all the greens and the plants, you feel it, And so that is what essential oils help us do. And like I said before, essential oils are considered by many to be nature's first medicine. I'm trying to see if, okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm trying to run all the slides here. And so some of the safety tips, because essential oils are powerful, and so they were considered a medicine, and in some ways they're still used as in therapeutic forces, and there's a reason for that. They're very powerful, they're very potent, and because of that we need to be careful with them. I mean, I don't want to scare you all or anything like that, but we do need to respect that it's a very powerful, pure property that we're dealing with. And so we need to, there's some safety tips that I would like to share with you all. One of them is that, first of all, just be aware that they absorb really fast. Even though you might think that, there's a drop and it went away and you don't see it anymore, it's still working. Long after you don't see it anymore, or long after you stopped inhaling it, it's still working. The absorption of essential oils is in 30 seconds, it reaches our brain. In 2 minutes, it reaches our bloodstream, and in 20 minutes, it's actually affecting all the cells in our body. And this is whether we inhale it, whether we ingest it, or whether we apply it topically. It's going to be the same absorption. And it's fascinating to me to think that when you just smell something, and you use it in aromatherapy or with a diffuser. And I don't know if you guys can see behind me, I have mine diffusing, because let me tell you, I have a little story to share with you guys. I hadn't been to the gym in forever, and today my son decides he wants to finally go back, and I've been so anxious for him to go to the gym that I said, okay, fine, but I have this call, and so that's why I'm wearing my ball cap. And I actually got nauseous. That's how long it had been that I hadn't been to the gym. And so I started diffusing. I'm diffusing T-Force, and already I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to relax. The nauseousness is going away. And so, wow, they're just amazing. And I just barely turned it on right now because we just got back. Anyway, so it absorbs even if you're just inhaling it, okay? So we also need to be aware that we need to keep it away from children. We need to keep the bottles away from children, so that because if they get a few drops, it's a high dose for them. And speaking of that, when we use it on children, on pets, and on the elderly, we should always start with a smaller dose than what we normally use for ourselves if you're going to be applying it topically or if they're going to be ingesting it. If you're going to be diffusing it like I am back here, then you might want to also decrease a little bit of the drops that you're going to be diffusing. It's not going to affect them as much. And so with diffusing, just kind of start at a lower level if you're going to be diffusing in a room where there's going to be children and pets or elderly. So just be aware of that. Another thing is also keep it away from your eyes. When we do use it topically, we tend to avoid the eye area because some of us, after tonight, you're going to want to try it on your face. And so just be aware that you need to keep it away from your eyes, okay? And oils, essential oils, all oils are flammable, so you need to keep them away from fire. And also, you should not ingest an oil unless it's labeled that it's safe for consumption. Okay, so any essential oil, we have 2 in our line that we can ingest, and so the other oils, really, it's best if you diffuse them, inhale them, or just apply them topically, okay? Also, another safety tip that I want to share with you all before we get started on all the good information of each one of our oils is that inhalation, diffusing it, even giving yourselves a treatment just with your hands is considered to be the best and the most popular use of essential oils. And if you can imagine, even if I have one here, even if you just open a bottle and you just take a whiff of that, if you just do that, you're using it and you're getting the benefits from it, and you haven't even wasted any oil. So it's amazing because they last for a long time. The bottle might look small, but it really has a lot of dosages available to you in each one of these bottles. Although you can get a good benefit when you whiff it, when you kind of smell the bottle. I do think that you get more of a potency in it when you combine it with a carrier oil, and I'll talk a little bit more with that. And just kind of, if you don't have a diffuser, just kind of take it from your hands, and I'll explain it a little bit more right now. If you're pregnant, it is recommended that you avoid using them topically during your first and your second trimester. You can diffuse them. A lot of people, especially when they're pregnant, they like to do the peppermint because it helps with the nauseousness. So you can still smell it, but we don't recommend that you apply it topically if you're in your first or second trimester of pregnancy. Also, when you're going to apply it topically, you should always dilute with a carrier oil. Our carrier oil that we have in our line is the coconut oil. And so carrier oils could be coconut oil, avocado oil, almond oil. There's different oils out there that you could use for diluting your essential oils. And what do the carrier oils do? The carrier oils themselves are not an essential oil, but what they do is they help transport the properties of the oil, and so they bring out that potency, and so that it can distribute more evenly throughout your whole body, and so you get better use, a stronger use. And so always dilute your oils with carrier oils. It's going to go a lot longer for you, and you're going to get a better result. And that's why I recommend diluting it in your hand, and then doing therapy like that, if you're going to do an inhalation therapy versus just opening the bottle and smelling the bottle, I mean, that's convenient and that'll work as well. But when you dilute it with the carrier oil in your hand, and you do it like that, it's going to be richer. It's going to smell a lot better. And so that's my recommendation on that. Also, essential oils, they do need to be stored in dark places, in cool places, in glass containers. They will eat plastic, okay? So also they use styrofoam. I learned that the hard way because I put some in my coffee and I had a styrofoam cup and it started eating away at the styrofoam. So make sure you have a ceramic cup or a glass cup if you're going to be drinking it in your hot beverage, okay? Because they will eat through that. So make sure you use glass containers to store it. And if you have a clear container that you're storing, maybe a sample or, you know, a mixture that you already did, just make sure you store it in a dark place, like in your purse or in your cabinet, in your medicine cabinet, so that the light does not affect the properties there, okay? Some essential oils also, especially, well, the citrus oils, they increase our photosensitivity. And so if you are using an essential oil with any of the citrus oils in it, you need to be aware that if you're going to have it applied to any part of your body that's going to be exposed to the sun, it is going to increase the sensitivity of your skin. And so what you want to do is avoid the sun, or make sure you use some sunblock over that, but don't expose yourself to the sun for a long period of time if you have applied it topically. Okay, and also anytime you're going to apply it topically, you want to perform a test. You want to perform a little patch test on your skin and make sure that it doesn't, you know, you have a bad reaction. And so usually what I mean by this is before you're going to give yourself a full massage or give somebody a full massage, if it's the first time that they're going to be using that oil, you want to make sure that you kind of test it in a small place first, make sure there's no reaction. It's very unusual for someone to have a reaction, especially if they don't know they have an allergy. One of the most common allergies that we do have is to the peppermint. Some people are allergic to peppermint or to pepper, and so if they are, then they might have an allergic reaction, and you just, you know, you need to be aware of that. One of my good friends, and she also happens to be in the company, she's allergic to peppermint, and so she's very, very disappointed that she's not going to be able to use the majority of our oils, but that's just the way it is. But they're excellent. But always ask, always make sure you ask if they're allergic to the ingredients, and also make sure you test it if they're not sure that they're allergic. Okay, so that's okay. Now we're going to get to the how do we use them? How do we use the okay, let me see. Zoom's telling me that I need to, I'm going to shrink this a little bit. Okay, excuse me for just a second. Okay, here we go. So how do we use essential oils? Like I said, you know, the most common way that we use it is like the diffuser that I have behind me. That is one way to inhale it. You place, you fill up your diffuser, you know, with water, and then you place the oil in the water, and then you just set the timer. And it's a great way for you to use it and share it, because you can put it in your living room while everybody's there, or you could put it in your kitchen. Or you could put it in the bedroom while you're asleep. So it's a convenient way when you diffuse it that way. But let's say you don't have the diffuser. Let's say you're running around and you kind of maybe feel anxious, or for whatever reason you want to use your oil. You can also do, like I said earlier, is just, you know, rub a couple of drops in the palm of your hand with the carrier oil and just kind of rub it. And then once you rub it, then you give yourself the therapy that way, or the treatment that way, just to kind of inhale it. And so that's another way where you can use it to inhale the oils. Also, another popular use is to put a couple of drops in a cotton ball and place it in the air vents. You can place it in the air vents, and when the air blows, it's going to diffuse that smell. You can put it in the air vents of your car. You can put it under the seats of your car. and in different places in the house, and so also maybe in drawers as well, because some of the oils, they repel insects, and so you can also do it that way. Just put it in a cotton ball and just place it in there, and it's not really an inhalation treatment for you, it's more for a repellent for some of the insects, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Or you can also use essential oils to apply them. Always follow the instructions on the label, you know, for the proper instructions for each oil. But most of the time you can dilute 2 to 3 drops of the carrier oil and 1 drop of the, 5 drops of the carrier oil and 1 drop of the essential oil. That's usually the ratio that we use, okay? There is a method that's called neat, and when it's called neat, that refers to when you're applying an essential oil directly on the skin without diluting it. And so we caution you on that. If you're going to do that, make sure you already tested it and that you're not going to have a reaction. But really, there's not a big need to apply it like that. Usually if you dilute it, you get better use of it and you don't expose yourself because they're very strong. Okay, so again, always test before you do that. Okay, another way to use essential oils is to ingest them. Always make sure you're following the instructions on the label, and always make sure that you're only ingesting those oils that are marked that they're safe for consumption. Okay, usually our oils, we have 2 oils that you can ingest, and so one of them, the dose is 6 drops, and the other one is just 1 to 2 drops, and really that's all you need. I do take both of them, and they're excellent. As a matter of fact, when I told you right now that I got home and I was nauseous, I prepared myself a little tea. I have it right here. It's our tea. It's our tea for life. And I put 1 drop of our essential oils in there, and I'm waiting for it to cool off, and then I'm going to start drinking it. But that's another way to do it. Okay, so so now we're going to get to the good stuff on how to on our oils. You know, we have a great line. We have 2 oils that are just a 1 ingredient. The first one is our lemon oil, and our lemon is a 100% pure essential lemon oil, and all of our oils are 100% pure. But the key features of a lemon essential oil is that it improves motivation, it improves your circulation, it supports mental focus. And it's also it promotes a fresh environment. And if you think about it, a lot of the cleaners that we use around the house, they have a lemon scent, and that's why, because I don't know if they have lemon oil in them, but they're promoting that because lemon is a cleaner. It promotes a fresh environment. And so lemon is a citrus oil, so you should avoid sun exposure with topical use if you're using the lemon oil. But some of the popular uses for lemon oil, and you can Google it, and there's a lot more than what I'm going to tell you right here, but these are the most popular ones that I found, and you know, they're the ones that give it such a good reputation, is that lemon oil helps with things such as allergies. It's considered an antibacterial, and as a matter of fact, most essential oils are antibacterials, okay? It helps people with asthma. It's been used for that, okay? Now, I do have to tell you that what I'm telling you, this part that I'm telling you in my presentation, is things that I found in my research. It's not something that the company is saying, okay, use a lemon oil for this. This is not coming from For Life, the company itself. It's coming from me as an informed consumer that I like to go out and I like to do research. And so if you're in the company and you're going to be either using these oils or promoting these oils, then, you know, I encourage you to do some research. But what I'm sharing with you today is what I found based on my research, okay? People have used this oil throughout the years, also for circulation, for detoxing, to disinfect, to reduce fevers, as an immune booster, for liver support, to help with migraines. And a lot of you can, you know, can imagine, as soon as you smell it, you know, your headache kind of goes away. It enhances your mood. It's also a skin softener. It's a surface cleanser, and you can use it to polish your wood or your silver. And so there's a lot of uses for a lemon essential oil. I'm going to share with you a couple of recipes that you could use if you're going to try to use the lemon oil in different ways. One of them, It's just to do it as a detox support. And so basically what you would do in that sense is just use it in the palm of your hand. You would put the carrier oil in the palm of your hand, and then the drops of the lemon oil, and then you just massage it. You rub it, and then you massage it over your chest, over your lower abdomen. You know, you massage it in those places, and it's going to help to detox. Now, for those of you that are 4Life distributors, you know that 4Life has a detox system. And so this is not to replace that detox system. That detox system is amazing. It's really good. We really, really highly recommend it. But this is more for someone that maybe feels like maybe they had something to eat and it didn't agree with them. Maybe they just feel like they need, that you know how you feel. You know how you feel when you feel like you're intoxicated, right? When you ate the wrong food. And so this might be a quick way to help them kind of get that feeling, some relief from that feeling. So that is what I mean by using it for a quick detox. Okay. The other way, the system that we have, that's the best way for a real profound detox of the system. Okay. Another quick way that we can use it that I found really interesting is to help reduce fever, because a lot of us have families, or ourselves, we might get sick. Well, we don't really get sick that anymore, right? Because we have transfer factor. But if you know somebody that got sick, or your child still manages to catch something from school, then you can help with a fever cold compress. What you do is you just put a cold cup of water, about half a cup of a cold water in a small bowl, and then you put 10 drops of the lemon oil, and you mix that up, and then you put the washcloth in it, and you soak it up, and then you wring it, and then you're going to put the washcloth over your forehead, over their chest or their tummy, wherever you normally put it for them. Instead of just with the cold water, you're going to have it with the lemon essential oil, and that's going to help the fever come down a little bit faster. Okay. Another popular use is to polish wood. That way you can save some money on those wood cleaners, right? And then they have toxins, they do, and then you spray it in there and you start coughing. So avoid all of that. All you need to do is put a teaspoon of olive oil and 2 drops of the lemon oil, and then you mix that up, and then you apply that with your cloth like you normally would. And so it's a quick way to polish your wood, to clean it, disinfect it, without having to use those other toxic wood polishers that we have out there in the market. Okay, so that's what I have on the lemon oil. Let's go on to our next oil. Our next oil is the peppermint oil. This is the one that I tell you, there are some people that have allergic reactions to it. And so pretty much the rest of the oils in our line, they do have peppermint. And so if you have someone who's allergic, pretty much the only oil that they'll be able to enjoy is the lemon oil, which is unfortunate. But there's not too many people like that. So hopefully you don't know too many, and hopefully you're not one of them. But the peppermint essential oil. Peppermint is great for so many things. It's actually a favorite of many people who are essential oil lovers. Peppermint, some of the key features, there's so many that I would not be able to tell you about all of them, but these are the most popular ones. Is that it improves muscle pain. It also helps with circulation, the same as the lemon oil, with mental focus and a fresh environment. And so the only thing with peppermint is that you should wait a few hours before you consume any iron supplements. So if you're supplementing with iron, don't take it too close to the time when you use your peppermint oil. You can still use both, but just kind of space it out a little bit. Something about the absorption, it's going to interfere with it, and so just don't use them too close together. Okay. Some of the popular uses of peppermint oil include for acne. It helps with acne. It helps with ADHD. How many kids do we know have ADHD, or at least their parents and their doctors, are worried that they might have ADHD. It's also an antibacterial. It helps with allergies. It repels bugs. It gives you energy. It gives you fresh breath. It helps with headaches. It supports your hormones. And the reason for that is because a lot of these oils, you're gonna find in the presentation that a lot of them support our hormones, and that's because they also fight inflammation. They help us with inflammation. And inflammation and hormonal imbalance, they go hand in hand, because anytime that you have inflammation, your cortisol levels shoot up, and so your body works. I don't want to get too scientific, but your body kind of tells it, hey, produce cortisol, forget the other hormones, and so we stop producing the other hormones because we're fighting the inflammation. So it just throws us into a cycle. And so a lot of the essential oils help with inflammation. That way it prevents you from, releasing too much cortisol, and then it helps you have your hormones in the right balance. Okay, so peppermint also helps with lice, with nausea, mental focus, like I said, muscle pain. It helps you reduce cravings, and it helps you have some sinus relief. Okay, and some of the recipes that I'd like to share with you today on peppermint is that you can use it to repel ants or mice. And like I said earlier, all you need to do is just put like 5 drops of the peppermint oil on a cotton ball, and then you just place the cotton ball at the points of entry. Especially now that the summertime is coming, we get those ants coming in, right? And so wherever you suspect that they're coming in through, just kind of put the peppermint cotton ball there, and it's going to repel them. And by the same token, since it repels bugs, we also can use it to help with the lice problem. The way that you would do that is you would put the shampoo in the palm of your hand. You would put about 10 drops of peppermint, and then you would mix it up, and then you would shampoo with that mixture. And then you massage and you rinse, and then you repeat, and you can do it up to 2 times a day, and it's going to repel, the lice. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if you just see them fall. I'm not sure how that'll work, but it's meant to help you with that problem. Hopefully you don't have to experience it firsthand, but if you suspect that your kids are playing with someone with lice, then maybe you want to shampoo them with peppermint just in case, so that they don't bring them home. Okay, and you can also use it for a pain reducer. A pain reducer, you just put in the palm of your hand a teaspoon of coconut oil, 7 drops of peppermint oil, and then you massage it over the area that's hurting. Like in the case of a muscle pain, if your muscles are hurting, if you're sore, maybe you hurt yourself, or you worked out too much, then you can do that, and it helps relieve the soreness of the muscle. Okay, so the next oil that we have is our first blend. The rest of the oils that I'm going to talk about are actually a mixture of different types of oils. And really and truly, there's so many oils out there. And when I saw these blends that our company put together, I was really, really impressed. They really picked the best of the best. And so they really gave us the blends that are going to help us in so many ways. They're really going to help us feel better. They're going to put us in a better mood. They're going to help us, just in so many ways. And the first one is Brisa. Brisa is another 100% pure. All of them are 100% pure, but Brisa contains eucalyptus, it contains peppermint, clove, thyme, frankincense, and camphor white. Okay, camphor white is a really, really good essential oil. The thing with camphor white is that it's very strong, it's very powerful, and because of that, we recommend that you avoid using it topically on toddlers. We also recommend that you avoid using it with asthmatics. It might be too strong for them, okay? And again, the pregnancy rule applies here. So any of the oils that have the camphor white, use caution when you're going to apply it topically to a toddler. I would recommend maybe try one of our other oils. Or also in somebody with asthma, it might be too strong for them, and so we don't want to do it. And so Brisa is great for people with allergies, but not necessarily for someone with asthma. Okay, so just a heads up on that. Okay, these oils, the mixture that I just mentioned, the eucalyptus, the peppermint, the clove, the thyme, frankincense. Frankincense is amazing. The camphor white. These oils, they have many, many popular uses, but with the ones that I'm going to mention to you today are the uses that they have most in common. And so imagine if several of them have the same common use, then it just makes it stronger in this blend, okay? And so some of the uses that they have most in common include allergies, antibacterial. Like I said, most of the oils are antibacterial. It also repels bugs. It helps with chest congestion, circulation. It helps you if you have a cold. earaches, again, hormonal support, inflammation. And this is the first one that is going to make some people happy. It also helps with your libido. And that's why, because it's supporting your hormones. And so it helps with libido. It also helps with scars and stretch marks. It helps with stress, and it helps with wrinkles. And so imagine when I read that, I mean, I think everybody, when they hear that, they want to go and put the brisa on their face, right? We all want to get rid of our wrinkles or any scars, any stretch marks. And so brisa is an excellent, excellent blend. It's the only one that we have with frankincense oil, and that oil is very, very popular. And that's actually a very expensive oil that when you buy it just by itself, you know, it's expensive. And so I was really, really glad to see it, that we have it in this blend. And it's not even the most expensive oil that we have in our line. So some recipes for you on brisa is for allergy and cold symptoms. The best way would be to diffuse it. Just put in your diffuser, you know, fill up your diffuser with water, place 10 to 15 drops of the oil, and then you just set it and you forget it, right? You could do it at night. That way, you know, whoever's sick, they can have a better rest. Or you could diffuse it during the day whenever it is that they're, you know, having those symptoms. And so that's one of the best ways to use the brisa for somebody that's maybe having a cold, maybe having some allergies. So just diffuse it in the environment, and then everybody benefits from it. For a scar and a wrinkle reducer, there's a recipe that I kind of made myself from all my research, because I've always had a problem with my acne. And when I joined this company, I started using the renewal gel, and I forgot to bring it. I have it, and I don't have it right here next to me, but I started using the renewal gel. It's one of our gels in our line of Transfer Factor. And so I've been applying that on my face, and it's done wonders for it. It's done wonders. I do it every day, twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. And because this oil helps with scars, it helps with wrinkles, it helps with stretch marks, then the renewal gel also helps with those things. So instead of a carrier oil, I recommend that you use the renewal gel. Use the renewal gel, little portion of it, and then just put 1 drop of the brisa, and then just mix that, and then you can apply that to the affected area wherever you want to. Now, this also has citrus in it, so you know you need to make sure that you don't use it in an area that's going to be exposed to the sun if you're going to be out in the sun. But you can put it on stretch marks, you can put it on areas that you want to treat, okay? Wrinkles. And so that's my recipe for it. You can also make an antibacterial spray, because you know most of the time when we buy those antibacterials, they're full of alcohol, and they're just they also have some other chemicals in there that might not be the best for our health. And so brisa helps us make an antibacterial spray that's more natural. And so the way that I recommend that is you take a spray bottle like this one. I don't know if you guys can see. This is a 2-ounce spray bottle. And so you take a bottle, and then you're going to put 1 teaspoon of witch hazel. Witch hazel, you can find it at any of the drugstores. 1 teaspoon of that, 15 drops of the brisa oil, and then less than 2 ounces, you know, because you don't want to overflow your bottle. So a little bit less than that of distilled water. Okay, so then you do that, and you just shake it, and then you just spray it. And so that's your antibacterial. You can carry that in your purse, take it with you, and that way you know that you're not getting those toxic chemicals from some of the gels that are out there for antibacterials. Okay, so that's another way that you can use your brisa oil. So what's the next oil that we have in our lineup is the Calma Vida. Calma Vida is an excellent blend that helps so many people. I think it was one of the first ones that got sold out. It's on back order till June 25th, I believe. So hopefully soon. The company is telling us that they're going to up production, and so hopefully we won't have the problem where it's on back order again. But anyways, Calma Vida is a blend as well. It is a blend of peppermint, lavender, lavandine, and camphor white. So again, we have the camphor white here. So again, the same cautions on this one with the asthmatics and the toddlers. But Calma Vida, that's what it does. It promotes a sense of calm. it helps boost your confidence levels, and it supports your sleep and your hormonal balance. Okay, and so the popular use for the blend of these oils that I found is that it helps with Alzheimer's symptoms. Now, what it does is it calms you down. It tends to, really kind of calm your nervous system, and that's why it helps with those symptoms. But the best product in our lineup for that would be like Recall. So this isn't really to replace the Recall for someone who's trying to support their nervous system. This is really more to enhance it and to kind of decrease the symptoms from the Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. It also helps with that. And so just be aware that they might be interested in the Recall as well and the Calma Vida, okay? But another popular use for these oils includes the circulation. It boosts your confidence, like I said. It helps with headaches, hormonal balance. Here we go. Hormonal balance, inflammation, and libido. They all kind of go hand in hand with these oils because the body, it's a cycle. It's a cycle, and so you get all three in one. Okay, it also supports your kidneys, it supports your liver, it helps with sleep, like I said, and it helps with stress. And so who doesn't want all of that, right? And so I think a lot of us need to calm down. I'll tell you, I was diffusing it last week when I had a get together at my house for a family meeting that we needed to have. It wasn't a bad situation, but it was a serious topic, and I was diffusing it, and the whole evening went really, really well. And I actually sold a Calma Vida. My sister liked it, and she took one. She took one home. So just diffuse it. People are going to smell it, and they're going to ask you about it. Okay. So some recipes for Calma Vida that I have for you tonight is well, the distress, right? If you want to just distress, if you want to calm down the situation, then you want to do what I did, last week, is just kind of put in the diffuser, set it out there, and you're going to see how everybody's calmed down. I also diffuse it when I have my granddaughters. They spend the night with me once a week, and when they're spending the night with me, I diffuse it, and bedtime is easy because it used to be hard. They used to fight me on it, and now with Calma Vida, bedtime is easy. They just agree with me, and they relax, and then they're out, and so that way we're all happy with that. But another way also that you can help with, you can use it for your hormonal support, or like I said, the kidney support, the liver support. You can also put it in your hand, the carrier oil, the coconut oil, dime size, 5 to 6 drops of coconut oil, and then you put 2 drops of Calma Vida. You mix that up in the palm of your hand, and then you're going to massage that on your lower abdomen. You could do that in between your inner thighs, in your chest, and so that kind of just helps absorb it faster in those areas. And so you can use it to support all those areas of your body. If you don't have a diffuser, if you don't want to diffuse it, and you can apply it topically like that. You can also use Calma Vida because it has lavender, and it smells really, really good. It has a relaxing smell, so you can use it as an air freshener. Again, what you would do is, in a small dish, you're going to put 1 tablespoon of baking soda. You're going to mix in 15 drops of the Calma Vida, and then you're going to mix that up, okay? The baking soda is needed so that the Calma Vida, because you're going to put the Calma Vida in water, and water and oil don't mix very well. And so the baking soda is going to help the oil dilute in the water. Okay, so that's why you need the baking soda. And besides, baking soda also is a freshener, right? And it's gonna help with that. So it's an added bonus. So first you mix the baking soda with the Calma Vida, mix that up, and then once you do that, you're gonna add 1 cup of distilled water to that. You mix that up, and then once you have that mixed up, then you can pour it into your sprayer bottle. Okay, again, we recommend a glass bottle, but in this case, if you use a plastic bottle, it's okay. You're going to use it for a freshener. Just going to keep an eye on it. It's not going to eat it right away, but you're not going to use it either to put it on your body. You're just going to be using it to freshen the air. But if you can find a glass bottle, then that would be preferred. Okay, so that's my recipes for Calma Vida. The next oil that we have is the Cool Touch. And the Cool Touch is a blend that is very popular for massages, for sore muscles, for aches and pains and things like that. The Cool Touch is a blend of wintergreen, peppermint, camphor white, chamomile, and osmanthus oil. It helps with sore muscles. It has antioxidant functions. It increases the energy, and it has a kind of a heating and a cooling effect. Okay, again, it has the camphor white, so use the precautions with that. And popular uses of these oils are for repelling repelling bugs, for depression, to increase your energy, to help fight fatigue. And again, we have the inflammation, the libido. It helps with mental focus. It helps with muscle pain, neuralgia, the headaches, and it helps you relax. Okay, so that's some of the popular uses for that. Let's see, I think. Okay, so some of the recipes that I have is, one is a muscle rub. Okay, because I said this is a popular one for people with for massages, and so you don't have to have a spa, but if you know someone with a spa, then promote it to them. But who doesn't like a massage at home, right? And so if you want to make a muscle rub, what you would do is you would take a glass jar, and this is the glass jar that I have. You know, it's like those canning jars. Okay, so you're gonna put half a cup of coconut oil in this. Not this one, because this one's the liquid one. You're going to use the coconut oil that actually gets hard. It's the one that melts or gets hard depending on the temperature in your room. I don't know if you can see that. And so you're going to take half a cup of coconut oil in here, and then you're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then you're going to put 15 drops of Cool Touch oil. You're going to mix all that up, and then that's what you're going to use to massage on sore muscles. And so this mixture is going to last you for a long time. And so really we get a lot of use in our essential oils. I forgot to mention that you usually get about 300 drops in each one of these bottles. And when you consider that the dose is usually 1 to 2 drops, you know, how long is it going to last? It's going to last a long time. So even for the muscle rub, if you use 15, even if you say you want 20 drops in there, it's still gonna give you a lot for your money right there. So you use that and you massage it on your sore muscles. It's going to last for a while. But let's say maybe you want to use Cool Touch on a sprain. And I had this, I had just put this recipe together when my son actually got hurt. And so I got to test it right away. And let me tell you, it works. Okay, it works. He sprained his elbow. I don't know, I guess they were wrestling, and he got thrown and he hit his arm, and it was bruised and it was swollen and it was hurting him, and he could barely bend it. And so what you do is you heat in a small pan. You're going to heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then you're going to add 10 drops of the Cool Touch oil, and you're going to mix that up, and then you're going to let it cool down a little bit. You're not going to let it get cold, but you're also not going to try to touch it when it's hot, right? And so you just let it cool down enough to where you think you're going to be able to get your hands on it. And then once you can, you're going to rub that warm oil mixture into that affected area. And let me tell you, that it worked right away. The next morning he woke up, he was fine, and so it was a little sore. It was still a little sore, but he could move it. He could move it, and he didn't even give me a hard time about going to school. I thought for sure he's going to want to use that excuse, I can't go to school, my arm, but he didn't even complain about it. So it worked. So try that if somebody has a sprain. You can try that recipe, okay? And I also have another recipe for a sensual massage, because a lot of the massages are more for partners, you know. So if you have a significant other, you might want them to try it on you. You do the mix, and they get to rub it on you, okay? So that's my recommendation. But anyways, in a small glass jar like the one that I showed you. So this one, you're going to take half a cup of coconut oil, okay? And then you're going to combine 2 oils. You're going to combine 7 drops of the Cool Touch. That's my recommendation. 7 drops of the Cool Touch, 14 drops of the Calma Vida, because the Calma Vida also helps you relax. It also helps, you know, it has that sensual mood going on. And so the combination of the 2 is going to be an added bonus. But kind of play with the aroma. Play with the two, find the mix that's right for you, but you pretty much want to use 20 drops, a combination of 20 drops. I would say more Calma Vida than the Cool Touch, and only because the Cool Touch has a very, very strong smell. It has the eucalyptus in it, and so it's very, very strong. It's very, very potent. And so just kind of play with that mixture, and then you just use that, and it's going to last you for a while. It's going to last you for a while. And so that's my recipe on Cold Touch. Okay, the next oil that we have is one of my favorites. It's the digestive oil, the digestive blend. That's the one that I have in my cup of tea. And actually, with the T4 Life, it just kind of enhances the flavor. I'm gonna have to take some. It enhances the flavor. It's really, really great. And I only put one drop in there. And let me tell you, one time I lost count and I put 2 drops, and the next day it almost like I had taken the Fiber System Plus. It really helps clean you out. And so if you want to do that, you can also try that. But the digestive blend, what it is, it's a mixture of peppermint, fennel, coriander, ginger, caraway, and tarragon. So it's got 6 oils in there, okay? It improves your gut motility. It helps it move better, okay? And it reduces digestive discomfort. It supports the digestion of fats. So who doesn't want to do that, right? When we eat fats, we want to be able to digest them, because the better we digest them, the less we're going to store them. And so it promotes, also it has antioxidant functions, and so it helps you detox. Okay, so the popular use of these oils include, it helps bloating, helps cholesterol, circulation, constipation, cramps. It can serve as a detox. It helps with diarrhea, digestion, and again, here we go with the hormonal support and the inflammation. It can help with menstrual pain, and it can help you lose weight, because imagine when your digestive system's working well, then more than likely you're going to also lose weight, because that's one of the reasons why we gain weight, because our digestive system is not working well. And once we get it working again, we will lose weight. We will notice a reduction on the scale. Okay, so the recipes that I have on the digestive blend is for the stomach discomfort. Then kind of do what I just did. And I haven't even drank it, but because I'm diffusing the T4s, my nausea is gone, and I feel really good. But if you want to, you can put it in water or in your drink of choice. I like to put it in my T4 Life, but you can pick whatever you want to put it in. But just place 1 to 2 drops of the essential oil into your favorite drink or into just water, and you can drink it with or without meals. Okay, whenever you're feeling that discomfort, you could do that. Or you could just do it on a daily basis, just to kind of keep you, clean and just kind of get your digestive system working the way it should be working. Okay. The other recipe that I have is for tummy aches. Because we have kids and they have tummy aches and they might not like the taste of the digestive blend. Some kids are picky. And so for those kids that you might not want to get them to drink it, or you're just not sure, you can, and I recommend to just have it on hand, but if you don't, then you can just do a quick mixture. But my recipe calls to use a roller ball bottle. These are the roller bottles. And so see, it's like, and so you would put about, you would fill the roller bottle to about 3/4 full of coconut oil, of the liquid one, this liquid one. Fill it about 3/4 full of the coconut oil, and then you're going to put about 10 to 15 drops of the digestive oil in here, and then you're going to shake it, and then you can use it to roll it over their tummy, their tummy. And let me tell you, I've also already put that recipe to test. I used it on my granddaughters. Actually, only one of them had the tummy ache, but they're twins, and so whatever you do to one, you got to do to the other one. So they both got the treatment, and both their tummies were relieved, even the one that wasn't hurting. But seriously, right away, like within a few minutes, she stopped complaining, because she was complaining, she was cramping, and you could tell she was hunched over. And so I did that for her, and she was fine. and in a little while she wanted to eat again. So it works. So that's a good way to help with your kids if you don't want to give them something. And then, you know, like especially you get all the warnings, you know, the Pepto-Bismol, you can't give it to kids. There's a lot of things you can't give kids, and or you're scared to give kids, right? But these are all essential. These are all natural. And so you just have your mixture ready, and when they need it, you can just roll it on them. Okay, so that's one of my favorite recipes right there. Also, you can use it to relieve nauseousness, you know. And again, the way you would do that is you would put it in the palm of your hand, the coconut oil, 1 drop of the digestive blend, you mix it up, and then you just kind of, you inhale it. Now you're gonna have oil left over, so what I recommend is that just kind of rub some of it on your abdomen as well, and then just kind of take the smell, and then you can also rub some on your temples right here and behind your neck, and that's gonna help with the nauseousness. Okay, so that's a recipe you can try for the digestive blend. The next oil is another one of my favorites. This is another one that we can ingest, and it's the Sweet Shape. The Sweet Shape oil, it's like it's called. It's meant to give us a sweet shape. And so it has lemon oil, it has peppermint, it has grapefruit, it has bergamot. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Bergamot, juniper, cinnamon, and ginger. Okay, it promotes a healthy metabolism. It promotes fat burning. It improves antioxidant functions, and also it's gentle on your stomach. It's gentle on your stomach and on your digestive tract. Now it has citrus, so you need to be careful of the sun, because some of the recipes that I'm going to share for you, you might want to apply it topically. So if you do that, then just be aware of not to go out in the sun if you did that. Because the popular uses for these oils include acne. It helps with acne, antidepressants, appetite suppressant. That's why it works for the Sweet Shape, because it decreases your appetite. It helps with detox, energy, fat loss, fluid retention, gallbladder support, hormonal support, inflammation, intestinal parasites, the libido, liver support. It reduces cravings, and it helps with weight loss. And you know, it's just an amazing oil. And you know, the best part of this oil is that it tastes delicious. It tastes delicious. The way that I take it, I put it in my coffee in the morning. Put it in my coffee, sweetened with stevia, and it's delicious. And before I drink it, it actually gives me a little aromatherapy, because when you put it in there, it's just kind of starts diffusing. And so I do a treatment before I even drink it. And so it's a double bonus on that. So try it with your coffee. It's delicious. Okay, so some of the recipes, just like the one that I just shared with you for weight management and energy, then that's what you want to do is you want to drink it. You want to put it in water or in your drink of choice. You could put it in the tea for life, or you could put it in your coffee, or you could put it in your protein shake. You know, I haven't tried it like that, but you can also put it in the drink that you want to take. And you just can drink it up to twice a day. It is 6 drops. With this one, it is the one that you use the most. It's going to be 6 drops for each time that you want to consume it. Okay. Now, this oil also is going to be a favorite for many people, because the recipe that I have on here that I want to share with you all, it's a natural cellulite cream. Okay, it helps with cellulite. It helps restore your skin, and because it has grapefruit, it's great for cellulite. So the recipe on that is, and again, the jar, you put half a cup of coconut oil and you put 25 drops of the Sweet Shape oil. Then you mix that up, and then that's what you're going to rub in those areas, and you're going to massage it in there for at least 5 minutes. So massage it in there 5 minutes at least once or twice a day. Okay, and then you're going to notice an improvement in that area. So imagine, I mean, who doesn't want to lose weight and get rid of the cellulite, right? I think a lot of people, you're going to know a lot of people out there that want to do that. And so even people I've noticed lately, even people that are not overweight, you know, because there's so many hormones in our food supply, that these young girls that don't even have a weight problem, when you see them wearing their shorts, they already have the cellulite buildup. And that's why, because there's so many hormones in our food supply. So that's another one. And then also for your scar or your acne, because this helps with the skin, you can also do the recipe that I shared earlier with the renewal gel. Put the renewal gel 1 drop of the sweet shape, you mix that up, and then you can apply it in the areas that you want. Okay, again, it's a citrus, so you want to make sure you don't expose yourself to the sun after you do that treatment. Okay, so the last oil that we have, is, imagine our specialty in our company is transfer factor. Transfer factor is considered to be nature's first supplement. It's what we give our babies when we have them if we breastfeed them. It's found in colostrum, and so it's nature's first supplement. And now we're matching it up with nature's first medicine, and we get T-Force. So T-Force, it's amazing. It's the only essential oil that you're going to find in the market that has transfer factor. Okay, the only one. There's no other oil that you're going to be able to find out there that has the power of transfer factor. And when they studied this oil, they found that it increases substantially the amount of purity in the air. So it's a great air purifier, okay? And so what's in T-Force, it's a blend of orange, patchouli, peppermint, clary sage, and of course transfer factor. So it's powerfully purifying. It improves your immune system, your immune functions. It promotes wellness. It supports your hormones. And so these other oils are popularly used, the orange, patchouli, the peppermint, the clary sage. When you research those, you find that they're popularly used for, again, acne, for depression, hormone support, inflammation, impotence. The clary sage is great for prostate health. Okay, so this is a great one for men. It's a great one for women. It's a great one for everybody, but it helps with impotence. The clary sage has been known in studies that they did that it helps a lot with the prostate health for men. Okay, it helps with infections, with mood enhancement, with PCOS, polycystic ovarian disease, which is something that's very, very hard to treat once someone's diagnosed with that. So T-Force might be able to help these people with PCOS, okay? It helps with skincare, and it helps with stress. And that's the one that I'm diffusing, even though it's not the one that has for the nausea, but because I know that it helps my immune system, it helps with inflammation, and I just love it. It's one of my favorites, and it's the one that smells, to me, you know, that's the one that I really, really like. I think it's because of the orange in it, but it has a great, great aroma. And when I think that it's the only one with the transfer factor, then of course I want that extra boost in there. But some of the recipes is, well, the immune boost, you know, for everything that we talked about, the best way to do it and to share it with everyone, because imagine this, that's what's different about essential oils, is that when you buy the other products, it's hard to share them unless you give them some capsules, or you take the other capsule, or they drink half of your drink, you know, and then you're only getting, you know, half the dose, right? But with essential oils, you all get the full dose. You all get the full dose, everybody who's in that room, and that's what's great about it. And so if you want to help everybody in your household just to have a better immune system, then you want to be diffusing it. Diffuse it at night, diffuse it when your family's all gathered together. And so you just put in your diffuser, drop 10 to 15 drops of the T-Force oil in there, and just set the mister, the timer, and then you're good to go. Okay, at bedtime, it's a great way to use it. But if you want to use it for hormonal support or the impotence, you know, for the prostate health, what you want to do is you can also mix the coconut oil in your hand, dilute it with the coconut oil, 2 drops of the T-Force oil, and then you mix it, and then you're going to massage that the same way that we talked about the other one, in the lower abdomen, in between the thighs. You want to massage that there, and so that way it's going to penetrate and get into your bloodstream and support with those areas of your body. Okay, I've been using this one as a skin ointment. Like I told you, I had already been using the Renewal for the last 2 years, and it's really, really helped my skin tremendously. And so ever since I read up on T-Force, and actually I was kind of like, which one do I use? The Sweet Shave, the Brisa, you know, there's so many that I could have tried like this, but I went with the T-Force. T-Force because it has the transfer factor, and that's really, I mean, that's what makes this unique. And so I went with the T-Force. So I put that T-Force, I put 1 drop in my Renewal gel in the palm of my hand. I mixed that up, and then I put it on my face. And I took pictures. I started using it about 2-3 weeks ago. I took pictures, and hopefully I'll be able to share some after pictures pretty soon. Okay, I wanna do I think I wanna give myself a month, maybe 2 months, to see if I can already tell in that short amount of time the improvement, wow, by doing this combination. Okay, and so that's it for all of our oils. I know that we're right on the hour, but I just wanted you to hold on for just a few more minutes, because I want to give you some tips on how you can share the products. Okay, on here on the screen, what you see is some of the most common ways that we could, like the glass jar. We talked about the glass jar, so it's great to have some on hand. The drams, basically what they are, it's they're little mini droppers like this one. And see, I put a little rubber band around it so I knew which one it was. But it's a little mini dropper, okay? And now, for those of you that are in the business, there's a lot of mixed reviews, and it's your personal preference. You know, if this is your home-based business, then you're the business owner. You get to decide whether you want to give out samples or not. You know, some people like to give out samples, some don't. What I've been doing, and what worked well, is that the couple of times when I've done a home party with essential oils, I raffled one off. And that way they got to try it, and it was kind of like a little bonus party. So I don't know, you might want to do that. So if you want to get to yourself some drams, and then also I use this one because I use T-Force a lot, and so I use this one to keep it in my bathroom. And then I have another one that I like to keep in my purse, so that way I can carry it around and I don't have to be, you know, fishing it out. So you can also use it for your own convenience. Your own convenience, you can give them away. You can sell them in a mini size. If they tell you, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, you could sell it to them, because I am a firm believer that when you give out too many freebies, people are still not going to want to buy. You know, there's just people that don't. And so sometimes no matter how many freebies you give them, they might not want to buy it anyways. But if you want to give some away, you know, you can give some away, or if you want to give them away as a prize. So these are some of the bottles that we can use. Just make sure they're all glass. On the dropper that you see here, make sure that the inside of the dropper is glass, okay, because it's going to be sitting in the oil, and so this top part can be plastic, but the bottom part, you want to make sure that it is a glass part, okay. And then the spray bottles and the roll-ons, okay. And so pretty much it's really easy to share. If you diffuse it, even if you just diffuse it, you're sharing it with everybody, and you're getting the benefit, and they get the benefit as well. So that's just some ways for you to share the information. I hope that this information was valuable to you all. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to check the chat. Let's see, stop share. Here we go. I apologize, there's a glare. And let's see if there's any questions. No questions. Okay. Does anybody want to ask a question? If you want to, you can raise your hand, or I can unmute everybody. There's not a lot of people on right now, so hopefully, let's see. Okay, I unmuted everyone. If anybody wants to say anything or have a question, or, oh, I forgot. I do have these guides available. This is what I was reading off of when I was talking to you guys. Okay, I created these because for those of you that are in the business, what do we want to do? We want to help our team duplicate themselves. You know, we want to help them duplicate themselves. We all want to be going out there and giving presentations on essential oils, sharing the information, because they're awesome. And so if you are interested in one, I have them electronically for those that are not in town. I live in El Paso, Texas, but for those of you that are in town, I have them for $8. And that way you can have it, and you can flip through it, and then you can give your own presentation, and you can use it to help you train your team. Okay, so it's a really good tool. I put it together. I'm not saying it's good because I did it, but I thought about it. I'm like, you know, what's the best way that I can help everybody grow? And I think the best way is just to help everyone be able to duplicate the information. There's so much out there, and so if you're interested, just send me a message, and I'll get you the information on how you Okay, so any questions? Aura's asking, where can I find the recipient to share? I'm not understanding, Aura. I don't understand the question. You wanna unmute yourself, Aura, so you can ask in Spanish. It's okay because I know we're a bilingual group in here, so we're fine. Okay. Well, I'll send you a message because I'm not sure what the question means. Can you guys hear me okay?
Sí.
Okay, I think I had to mute everybody again because there was a lot of noise on there. But I don't see any other questions on the chat, and I don't see anybody raising their hands, or maybe I'm just not. Yeah. Okay. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you all. I hope that this information was helpful to you. I hope that you share it with your team, and I hope that you share it with your loved ones and try out some of the recipes. Let me know if they work for you. Or if you have any recipes of your own, suggest them, because there's so much information. There's so many different ways that we can use these oils to help us. And I hope that you have as excellent results as I have already seen in the few weeks that I've been using them. And yes, the question is, are the recipes on the info books? Yes. The booklet has one sheet with information on the oil, and then it has another one with the recipes for each oil. Okay, so pretty much everything that I talked about today, it's covered on here. I tried to design it in a way that's easy for you to share it, and just to kind of be able to train your team as well on that. So yeah, the recipes are in there. Anything else? No. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me. And everybody have a great night, and we'll see everyone later. Okay. Any other questions? Just let me know. And thanks again. Have a good night. God bless everybody.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, Claudia.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye bye,
pregunta
everyone.
Hola.
Hola.
Una pregunta, Claudia.
A ver, ahora.
Mira, es que te escribí que dónde puedo encontrar los recipientes como el drops, el dropper, el glass jar.
Ok.
Que al último.
Estas botellitas, ¿verdad?
Y todo eso porque se me hace muy práctico.
Sí, yo las compré en Amazon. Las venden en diferentes cantidades. Hay unas que venden por docena, unas que las venden nomás unas cuantas, ¿verdad? So yo los conseguí en Amazon. Y creo que las han de tener a lo mejor en un lugar así como Sprouts, porque ya había comprado yo antes una botellita en Sprouts. Creo que esta la tenía desde antes y la había comprado yo en Sprouts, pero cuando vas a comprar más de una, te conviene más comprarlas en Amazon porque las puedes comprar en paquete y te sale más barato. Pero si nomás vas a comprar una para ti, pues entonces ahí la puedes conseguir en Sprouts. Si no, sí te recomiendo mejor en Amazon para que compres paquete y te lleguen más que una.
Y otra pregunta, ¿el recetario o el librito que tú hiciste, en cuánto lo vendes y si está en español y en inglés?
Sí, está en español y en inglés y lo tengo a $8.
Ah, muy bien. Ok. Aquí ya lo apunté.
Ándale, pues. Me avisa si quieres uno porque nomás estoy imprimiendo o estoy mandando pedir nomás en la imprenta los que me están pidiendo. Porque en realidad no le estoy sacando mucha ganancia, más bien lo que quiero es compartir la información y que todos se puedan duplicar, ¿verdad? Porque la clave de nuestro crecimiento es la duplicación. Entonces esa es la meta, de ayudarles a todos a que se dupliquen, ¿verdad? Pero por eso no estoy haciendo muchos, nomás estoy haciendo los que se me están pidiendo para que no quedarme yo también con el gasto.
Sí.
Okay.
Entonces te comento el jueves, ¿sí? Por favor.
Muy bien.
Gracias, muy amable.
Ándeles pues. Muchas gracias a todos y buenas noches, ¿ok? No, ¿hay otra pregunta, no?
No, thank you, Claudia. Thank you
Okay.
so much for everything.
Thank you, Miss Lucy. We'll see you Thursday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.